and girls, today we're going to teach you about antlers! Yay! I might have a cheering noise in there. If not, you just get me cheering. This video is to teach you everything you may need to know about drawing antlers. First things first, let me tell you what an antler is. Antlers are the fastest growing bone on any mammal. They go this way. Antlers tend to have different branches or teens, so when they grow out, as you can see in this picture, they have different little thingamabobs. Antlers are not horns. Horns are a hard skin-like tissue, much like fingernails or hair, and horns do not fall off. However, the only animals that keep their antlers year-round are reindeer and moose because they need them for different reasons. Caribou/reindeer need them to dig in the snow and eat their yum-yums during winter because they need to get under the snow into the yum-yums. Moose keep their antlers year-round because they use them for giant hearing aids, and moose with bigger antlers, or antlers just in general, have a better sense of hearing than antler-less moose. Only males of the species of deer and things that have antlers usually will have antlers, despite, caribou, reindeer, despite reindeer, which will be the exception for like every rule just because they're reindeer and they're magical. However, during like mating season, fertile does will have antlers as well just because of excess levels of testosterone. Antlers show dominance, so the bigger antlers you have, the better you are, and the females will be like, hey, you got some sexy antlers, and the males will be like, yeah, no, I got some sexy antlers. In the beginning of antlers being grown, they are covered in a soft velvet-like fur, which keeps the bone growing and supplies it with blood and nutrients, because it is a bone. Before winter, the skin on the antlers comes off, and they usually, the deer usually, brush on trees and things to get the actual velvet off of the antlers. And then usually during wintertime the antlers fall off. And they fall off during wintertime because it takes a lot of nutrients from their body to supply the antlers with the calcium in the blood and everything that it needs. So their body's like, I don't need this, goodbye. And so during winter, usually most antlers are gone, except for reindeer and moose. And then once the velvet is gone, it is basically a bone sticking off their head. And so there are ridges and grooves in here, much like, you'll see the actual, when you see pictured deer, usually you'll see them with just the bone, and you'll see grooves and things. And that is because the blood vessels and the veins that flow up the bone cause grooves and ridges, so yeah, that happens. Now we're gonna make antlers for a person just to show you how they attach to a head. We're gonna get some tin foil. Now, usually antlers are not made of tin foil, but in this case we're using tin foil. And right now I'm only gonna make one antler. We're gonna be Max from like the Grinch. But I'm gonna do it proper. And I'm gonna only have two because I am a weak male deer. Or a reindeer. Females have antlers. The way that they are coming off of the body, which is incorrect in most things that I will talk about later, it should swoop back off of the brow ridge, which is this bone right here. It should attach to the brow ridge and swoop back and then come off like that. But Carly, what about bad examples of antlers? Well, Sora from Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm glad you asked. As seen here in Fall Out Boy's music video, Sugar We're Going Down, you can see that the boy has antlers sticking straight out of his head. This is incorrect. As previously discussed, the antlers would swoop back off of the brow ridge and not be directly pointing straight out of your head. In this movie, Open Season, despite the fact that the deer's head is completely misshapen, the way that it is attached to the brow ridge, the skull, the antlers are not attached properly to the skull. The way the ears are positioned, they should be behind the antlers, not in front of them, and though the antler is a bone, it can break. It does not typically break in half like his half antler would. Of course, there are not all horrible examples. Like in Disney's Bambi, you can see that all the antlers are properly attached and they swoop back from the head. But what if you wanted to attach it to another animal? Well, I'll show you how to attach it to a dog. Let's go! The antler should go off the brow ridge, whoops, and swoop back. And not be in the middle of the head, like Max from the Grinch. That's the end of my antler seminar type thingamabobber. I hope you learned something.